And welcome back. It's part 5. Last time we just rescued Dr. Liara T'Soni from the Prothean ruins on the planet of Therum. And we've also gained her as a new squad mate. So let's go talk to her real quick. As well as everyone else in the crew, get their opinions on the last mission.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Alright, I keep forgetting Dr. Chocolates doesn't really have much else to say. Other than
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Just gotta give me 1 second. Gotta keep refreshing my page so I can step up. Alright, now let's talk to Liara. My romance for this playthrough.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers. But I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau. I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
And that I can respect. Well, again, like I said, I think I'm planning on romancing Liara. Of all the years I've played this game, I never romanced Liara once. Ever. I mean, sure, all the times I've ever romanced anyone was either Caden or Ashley. And I know I romanced Thane recently in Mass Effect 2. I was playing through the trilogy originally on the 360, or at least emulated on Xbox One. But, other than that, this time I can make it right. Because, again, there's so much you can do, especially what happens in Mass Effect 2. It's even better. Especially when there's a mission that involves her. Which, I'm pretty sure if you've all played this franchise, you know which DLC I'm talking about.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepherd. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No! I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepherd. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Yeah, I just love how socially awkward Liara is in the first game. Boy, does she have a lot of character growth over the next two games. It's amazing.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepherd.
It's nice talking to her. But we'll have more talks in the future. Well, let's talk to Caden, but I better keep my responses more neutral with him.
Commander, do you have a minute?
What's on your mind, Lieutenant?
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
We'll get things done. I'd rather operate independently than have the brass on our backs anyway.
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. I mean, it's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Well, well. You're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or...
Yeah, I know. Caden is that dude who really will, like, is that kind of guy who will be loyal to any woman he dates.
Acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Seems like you beat the odds. How many didn't make it?
Out of 100, maybe 60 have no effect. 30 suffer adverse effects, little things like brain cancer. The other 10 show enough ability to augment with implants. Not always permanent, though. Not like the cancer. Next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero. And how's a kid supposed to deal with that? A station at the edge of human space.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
You know, that's kind of true. Again, look, another thing that kind of why I also love this franchise. Again, it's the kind of things about what happened with Biotics. It kind of inspired something I created for a story that I'm writing myself. Same sort of concept happens, but it was just trying to create some sort of new type of power source. Basically, a type of fusion nuclear reactor that obviously blew up into people trying to build its face, and ultimately it caused radiation fallout to be dumped in the immediate area surrounding the facility, and some of it kind of fell over a small town in the area too. And the shockwave itself also damaged a nearly century-old silver mine and trapping all the miners inside, which again, water started bursting through and they all drowned. So, pretty dangerous stuff. I kind of may have spoiled a story. I kind of may have spoiled that a little bit. Just don't quote me on that, viewers. Please just don't. It's just some stuff I just came up with, guys. It's really just something I really just loved writing about. And again, like I said, as a writer, it just takes time for me to write all this stuff down. So assuming.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. Anyway, this was supposed to be a casual debrief, not a bull session about stuff that happened years ago.
I pretty much gave up waiting for the good part.
Bad habit, ma'am. I do tend to run off at the mouth. I will work on it for my next review. Sorry to have wasted your time, ma'am. Won't happen again.
Yeah. Well, let's check on the rest of the crew. Garrus, Ash, and Rex and Cass.
Commander, how are you?
Why did you want to be a C-Sec officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
What's up, Killzone?
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it, too. He was C-Sec, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
He's not impressed that you're going after Saren?
My father's a C-Sec man to the bone. Do things right, or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
Now that's cool. Garrus Vakarian, Citadel Council Spectre. Now that is something I can get behind. But again, heck, knowing how the Turians are in their society, I wouldn't be surprised if Garrus somehow became a Primarch in the future. I wouldn't be surprised if he ever did. He's the type of guy who can also get shit done.
You were asked to be a Spectre.
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can. But Saren's not going to play by our rules, C-Sec's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Well, that is true, because since I am a Spectre, I have to do whatever means necessary, but I don't want to have to endanger civilians, though.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
I see what you mean, but I'll think about it. Thanks, Commander.
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. T'Soni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
I don't think she's used to teasing, good-natured or otherwise.
No fun, Commander. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was hoping to get a minute of your time. Off the record.
I keep an open-door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vakarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the Council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
I don't see that as inevitable.
Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
You're lucky. I lost my family on Mindoir. Are you related to anyone I'd have heard of?
Couldn't say, Commander. I read about Mindoir. The Alliance screwed the pooch on that one. should have had a bigger garrison. Is that why you're out here? To take the fight to the pirates?
I saw a lot of people die. I can't sit back and let things like that happen.
Amen to that.
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, ma'am. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
Alright, I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're gonna have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
I'm glad there won't be a problem.
Anything else you need, Commander?
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Keep equipping everybody.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Probably a pretty high damage rifle, but can't really do anything with it.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good. He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would've if I thought it was important.
I think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. A couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
So long, Rex.
Shepherd.
Shepherd. This is for you, Shepherd. Thanks for ruining the genophage cure. I'm sorry, spoiled the game, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna.
Oh, hello, Shepherd.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth it feels like we're not even moving, and the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have till it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them, but maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepherd. I will go back eventually, but we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I should go.
See you later.
Alright. Got our talks with the crew. Now let's go and do some actual missions. Alright, I forgot to talk to Joker real quick. I want to get...
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I, pulled your boots out of the fire.
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik's syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Oh, glitch.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Like I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy. Even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
Yeah, exactly. A smile that's well earned. When people second guess you and you prove them all wrong, yeah, you have every right to smile by then. It's great.
How'd you end up joining the Alliance?
Look, if you're looking for an inspirational tale of the crippled kid overcoming impossible odds, you're gonna be disappointed. My mother was a civilian contractor working for the Alliance. I basically grew up on the Arcturus station back when they were building up the fleets. Spend all that time around Alliance ships, there's a good chance you'll end up going to the Academy.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Check the codex for new entries. Asari government, Turian culture, Turian's military doctrine. Prothean cipher. Arcturus station and Gagarin station. Yes, from what it says here, yes. Humanity activated the Charon mass relay. Yeah, in this universe, Pluto's moon of Charon was actually just an inactive mass relay that was covered in ice. And it took us to Arcturus. It was 36 light years from Sol. The ancient red giant from the generation born before Sol. Its worlds are either ice chunk or either gas giants or ice chunks. Actually serves as a military choke point where the Alliance First Fleet is based. Yeah, and Arcturus is actually one from the galactic halo, one of 32 cluster of a cluster of 52 stars that are crashing through the disk of the galaxy. In a billion years, Arcturus will be sailing through the depths of extragalactic dark space. Gagarin Station, which is basically on the is basically on the outer reaches of the solar system. And again, it's crazy, just like what Caden said, it was meant to test FTL drive principle before we found the Prothean research station on Mars. Combat endurance, heat management, guardian lasers, technology, biotics training.
Larger warships are generally classified in one of 4 weights. Frigates are small, fast ships used for scouting and screening of larger vessels. Frigates often operate in wolf-pack flotillas. Cruisers are middleweight combatants, faster than dreadnoughts and more heavily armed than frigates. Cruisers are the standard patrol unit and often lead frigate flotillas. Dreadnoughts are kilometer-long capital ships mounting heavy, long-range firepower. They are only deployed for the most vital missions. Carriers are dreadnought-sized vessels that also carry large numbers of fighters. Smaller vessels are almost exclusively used in a support role to the warships during combat. Fighters are one-man craft used to perform close-range attacks on enemy ships. Interceptors are one-man craft optimized for destroying opposing fighters. Ship mobility dominates space combat. The primary...
Okay, now let's try to get out there and start doing some actual real missions now. Just a bit of time just doing some dialogue talks with my crew, getting some codex entries and
whatnot. Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepherd, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
I was waiting for that to trigger.
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
Okay, let's go. I think I already know what this mission is. I remember seeing Paul from the Star Wars guys actually played Mass Effect a few weeks ago, and again, this was his very first time playing the Mass Effect series, but I know exactly what this is supposed to be. We're supposed to, I think I know what we're going to be coming into contact with. a forward thruster. Lateral thrusters, forward thrusters. Huh. Okay, it actually has some traction this time. I like the weighty floatiness that it was in the original game. Again, this is much better, much improved, so good job. Oh, I see. This is probably the League of One mission.
Over there!
That's the last of them.
Alright, see you, Killzone. ID tags. done. Oh, I forgot about leveling them up. I know what's coming. Alright, brush them off. One out. The repair process is a lot more different now. almost got the bastard. Damn, sucker!
These are Alliance soldiers. It appears they were lured here by the distress beacon.
Just lead the way. Looks like these men were under Admiral Kahoku's command. We want to know what happened here.
Oh, I should have talked to Admiral Kahoku. Darn it. Right, no. Alright, that's it. Yes. Oh, jeez, I totally forgot I should have talked to him while I was on the Citadel. Crap. Oops. There's a colony here.
After the Geth secure... Thresher maws are subterranean carnivores that spend their entire lives eating, or searching for something to eat.
Let's see what's on this planet.
Ready.
Annihilated!
Go, go, go!
Okay. Ah, crud. Oh, it's like I already just dealt with Nasana Dantius already as it is.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
General distress call from the Sacred Angel Medical Transport. Critical system failure. Losing power. Emergency landing. Argos. Communications failing. Life support and emergency transponder. Won't last. Please hurry.
do not see any survivors now.
Careful, Shepherd. I've got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, it's a trap!
Very sorry, everybody. I guess it's the sort of thing you have to get ill when you're a streamer. Let's go deal with those privateers. Can you hear me, Bears? Type in the chat if you can hear me. I actually hope that I'm not, like... I'm not muted, at least. I hope I'm not. Okay, I'm good. Thank you. There's a lot of anomalies here. Oh, better go check them all out. What do you mean by that? Well, again, if you're talking about the game itself, I mean, Mass Effect's an RPG. So yeah, I gotta level up and do stuff. Sitting for a long hour streaming. I don't know how those other big streamers do it. Oh, survey data.
Securing point.
Iridium. This is a snow-covered planet. Again, there are a lot of uncharted worlds in the Mass Effect universe. But let me see where I am before I find Gavin's brother. But I want to have you listen to this codex entry here. That's text there. No, there's the.
There are between 200 and 400 billion stars in the galaxy, and less than 1% of them have ever been visited or had their systems properly surveyed. Humanity's early expansion into the Attican Traverse was haphazard, a desperate race to claim habitable planets where populations can be economically settled. Ignored in the wake of this land grab were thousands of less hospitable worlds, each potentially rich with industrial resources. The wealth of entire solar systems lies untapped, waiting for corporate survey teams or independent pioneers to discover and exploit them. However, this is not an easy task. In addition to the environmental hazards, the fact that uncharted worlds are largely ignored makes them popular bases for criminals, revolutionaries, cults, and others who wish to remain unnoticed by galactic society.
So, yeah, there are a lot of very hostile planets that we have to that we find and we land on in Mass Effect. Heck, there's even one that's so scorching that it's orbiting two stars, like one gas giant and one blue star. So yeah, pretty dangerous places, I know. But if you're gonna be out living in space, you want to live on a planet that's like Earth, not a place that's like cold and snowy like this place. Like, again, this basically kind of reminds you of Hoth in Star Wars. So yeah, it's a good place. It's a good place if you want to hide out somewhere. You and your army don't want to hide from the enemy. But other than that, you don't want to go anywhere else, because if you go to like a more habitable planet, yeah, it's going to be a more obvious target. What? You mean basically people who are going around mining stuff? Oh. So what exactly is a planet cracker? Is it like a mining vessel or something of some kind? Oh, okay, I got you. So basically, it's something that like drills into the hard surface of a planet to try to get resources out of. Well, still, the thing that probably we could easily try to do is like the best thing you could probably try to do is mine like planetoids and asteroids. Those are like the easiest things we could mine. And I think probably in like in our own solar system, we could probably mine ice water from like moons like Enceladus, one of Saturn's moons, and of course from Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. We could basically try to convert water and turn it into oxygen fuel. I mean, we can find a way to separate ice water and stuff like that. We could really use those resources. And of course, Ganymede has a lot of possible industrial heavy metal resources like titanium, gold, just any big rare earth elements we could need. But we haven't even progressed beyond Earth yet, Earth at all, because again, even then, even up on the moon, who knows what kind of industrial resources are waiting up there. But it's the closest thing that we can have to mine, and probably the only place we can probably set up a colony that's closest to Earth. Because communication would pretty much be instantaneous between Earth and the moon. When you get to planets like Mars, that's gonna be a little more tricky there. Because if you know how light works, light on Earth, it's instantaneous, but light relative to the volume of space, it's very, very, very slow. Like you're looking like if you're trying to send like a text message between someone here on Earth and someone on Mars, based on its position in orbit around the sun, it could take between 20 to almost 45 minutes for the signal to reach Mars and back. So again, you'd be looking at that amount of lag. So forget the kind of lag you see on Earth. Lag on Mars would be insanely long. Oh. Light metal. Cobalt. Sweet. Uh-oh, gas! Another gas trap? Fuck. That's 2 in a row. I found one on Migos in Argus on the Hydra system in the Argus Row cluster, and now here on Zerwin. Jeez, these Geth are smart. But I guess it further shows that Saren knows we're coming after him. this really quickly. Fine. Ooh, palladium. Awesome. Now let's go deal with those pirates, those mercenaries that attack the SSV Majesty. Negative contacts. Alright, see you, bears. Just spread the word about the stream at least. Alright, this is... I should have brought... That's a different one. I think that's in the Phoenix system.
Take him out!
Hold the line!
Okay, well, we found Gavin's brother, or Gareth's brother. Well, we better go inform him, and of course we got Nisana Dantius to deal with. Turns out we just randomly happened upon her sister. We'll deal with her as well as another few things. We'll go back to the Citadel. But we'll deal with that in the next part. When we're back in the Normandy, we'll end the stream after this. But I know one thing though. Like I said, the weekends I'll be doing at least 2 streams for Mass Effect. Weekdays I'll only be doing 1 stream at around 6 p.m. So stay tuned every day at 6 p.m. Central Time. And with that being said, I will see you guys all next time. So may God, the Force, and the power protect you always. Peace out.